Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Indeed, all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has blessed us to be here today, and who has blessed us by giving us the chance of listening to these words of remembrance that everyone needs with no exception, inshallah. That everyone needs with no exception, including me. And as they say, the closest ears to one's mouth is his own. So inshallah, same here. So brothers and sisters, the topic for today's khutbah, inshallah, will be the importance of guiding our tongues. Our tongues are weapons of mass destruction, subhanAllah. It's a big word, but it's true. Because they destroy so many things, including our good deeds, our community. They destroy our brotherhood. They destroy our relationships. They destroy our families. They destroy people's reputations. They destroy people's honor, dignity, and self-respect. Our tongues destroy people. And the first people our tongues can destroy is ourselves. So subhanAllah al-Azim, speaking of this, Umar once went to see Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, wanted to visit him. So he went in on Abu Bakr and saw Abu Bakr holding his tongue in his hand, subhanAllah, physically, holding his tongue. So Umar ibn Khattab said, "What are you doing to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq?" Because it's weird to see someone like holding his tongue. So he asked Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, "What are you doing?" Abu Bakr said, "This," meaning his tongue. He said, "This has led me to a path of danger, of great danger." So subhanAllah al-Azim, we don't realize the effect of words on people, subhanAllah al-Azim. Words can do a lot. And subhanAllah, we might have the intention, we might have a good intention by saying something, but just the way we phrase this sentence can instead of helping this brother, it will make him sad or give him the wrong idea about what you're trying to say. So we need to know how to talk to people, even though our intention is good. We need to be careful of what we say. And the Prophet ﷺ, even though in the Quran, subhanAllah, in the Quran, it says, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. He does not talk out of passion, the Prophet ﷺ. Everything he says, a description of the Prophet ﷺ was like a walking Quran. Everything the Prophet ﷺ said was verdict, subhanAllah. So even the Prophet ﷺ, who was verified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he still we used to observe long periods of silence when being with the Prophet ﷺ. And when he used to say anything, his words were strong. They were always important, marking in the history of Islam. And subhanAllah, going to the next subject. So if we look into the composition of our faces, subhanAllah, we find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created two barriers, two gates, two checkpoints, if I can say. He created them to guard our tongue. These two are the teeth and the lips, subhanAllah. So these two barriers, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made these for a reason. Anything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does has a reason, and a lot of that is described in the Quran, but of course not all of it, because we don't need it. But these two gates, they give us the chance to stop ourselves from saying something before we even open our mouth. They guard the bad speech, the bad words that may harm us and harm other people. So Hassan al-Basri said, he's a big imam. He said the intelligent person's tongue is behind his heart. When he wants to speak, he first thinks, and if his words will be in his favor, he says them. If not, he does not speak. And the ignorant person's heart is behind his tongue. when he merely thinks of saying something, the, he just thinks of saying something, he says it. He's blabbering and blabbering, subhanallah al-azim, just because he just wants to talk. He doesn't think about the effect of his words against himself, firstly. So whether it's for him or against him, as I said, Sahih Sa'd ibn Sa'd radiallahu anh narrated that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever can guarantee the chastity of what is between his two jawbones, which is the tongue, his two jawbones, and what is between his two legs, which is his private parts, I guarantee paradise for him. Or repeat, whoever can guarantee the chastity of what is between his two jawbones and his two legs, I guarantee paradise for him. Subhanallah al-azim. So the Prophet ﷺ is saying, if you're able to control what's between your two jawbones, keep it under control, and what's between your two legs, subhanallah al-azim, he guarantees paradise for you. And paradise isn't, subhanallah, paradise, it's another story. And what is it to compare 50, 60, 70, 80 years, let's say 90 years to eternity? If we start saying 10000, filling the mosque with zeros, as much as there's people in the mosque, as much as there's fibers in the carpets, as much as there's cells in our body, as much as there's humans that ever existed, multiply it by itself 15,000 times, we still don't have eternity. Eternity is larger. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising us if we just control in this time of time limit. Subhanallah. So inshallah I'll be finishing with two ayat of the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم in Surah Qaf. ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد, which means not a word does he or she utter, not a word does he or she utter, but there's a watcher by him ready to record it. Everything we say, brothers and sisters, every single word we say, with no exception, is judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is written in our book. So subhanallah, every single word, it'll either elevate us in the ranks of paradise or sweep us and pull us down to hell. Subhanallah al-azim. Wal-'iyadhu billah. May Allah not make us with them, inshallah. Another ayah is also in Surah Qaf. وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ, which means, and his companion angel will say, here is his record. Here is his record ready with me. Subhanallah. And on the day of judgment, there will be someone that prayed, did zakah, gave charity, did every good deed we can think about, subhanallah, prayed the night, but because of the speech coming out of his mouth, because of the bad words that came out of his tongue, subhanallah al-azim, that he couldn't control, he'll be resurrected in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he'll tell Allah, this book isn't mine. Where's the salah? Where's the prayers? Where's the zakah? Where's my sadaqah? I don't see it in my book. And at that day they'll tell him that all of it was destroyed. All of every single good deed he had, subhanallah, was erased because of because of his tongue. Imagine showing up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a book full of subhanallah, of sins. May Allah not make us with them, inshallah. There will also be a person, so the opposite is right. There will also be a person that will be resurrected. He had mountains and mountains of sins. Mountains, like if we see Mount Everest, it's big, but he had that more than once of sins. Subhanallah al-azim. And he'll show up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he'll say, Ya Allah, I did this and this sin. I don't see it in my book, subhanallah. Like, did the angels forget or something? But subhanallah, we see in the Quran, in Surah Maryam, وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ نَسِيًّا. So Allah never forgets. Allah cannot forget. He 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 can't, because He's the one who created forget. These laws do not, like, are not applied on the Creator. Subhanallah al-Azim. So yeah, and everything I said right now could be resumed with one hadith by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, "He who believes in Allah and the last day must either speak good or remain silent." So inshallah, brothers and sisters, we'll strive to keep our tongues in check, and even though what we want to say is good, even though we had a good intention, we should still think about how we said it and how they would feel hearing what we're gonna say, inshallah. And inshallah, two last things are, there was a hadith where it says in the meaning of the hadith, nothing. So imagine yourselves, brothers and sisters, on a parachuting, right? You're on a plane, you just jumped off the plane, and you find out halfway there you have no parachute. And you find out that you're not actually diving in the sea. You're not diving on earth. You're actually going like straight to hellfire on your face. It's gonna hurt. And subhanAllah, we don't want that to happen to any of us, inshallah. So that's he says in the hadith that nothing other than the tongue can do that. There will be so much people free jumping to paradise, subhanAllah, to hellfire, astaghfirullah. May Allah forgive me. So that's that. And sometimes we say small words, we give them no value, no importance. But subhanAllah, these words will pull us to hellfire. And sometimes, same thing, we're saying small words, no value, we're just saying them on our head. And these words, subhanAllah, they had a good effect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted these words to help someone to do good. And these words will actually, subhanAllah, elevate you in the ranks of paradise. That's that. Subhanallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وصلي وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. جزاكم الله خير.